What's up everyone, Slay Buddha back here with another video, another GU trade. Actually GU trades, because I took 5 trades on Friday. Oof, definitely did a lot of over trading on Friday. My psychology was pretty bad on Friday. And yeah, we're gonna look at everything from beginning to the end. I took 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 break even. Oh, definitely not, probably my worst day of the week, because I was doing really good for the week. I shouldn't even have traded today, honestly. But yeah, let's break everything down. Before we move on though, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. Don't be a dumbass. And I know it's been a while. Everyone's like, Slay, drop another video. We're waiting for a breakdown. Honestly, I've just not really been in the mood, I guess. And also last week or the week before last week was pretty choppy as well, so I didn't really see the point of making a video. But here we are today. This video is gonna be really educational. You're gonna see a lot of mistakes I made basically. So grab your notes and let's get into it. Let's start with structure. So let's start with the higher time frames. Top down analysis, very important. What did I see? Oh wait, sorry, no, first let's see the proof. I knew there was something missing. Let's see the proof. Let's see the trades I took on Friday. We're also gonna do a Q&A after. So oh, I'm probably gonna have to use my phone, but we're gonna do a Q&A and answer some of your questions. But let's see what happened on Friday. So for some reason this isn't coming up, but the first win I took a loss before this, so it was this. I took partials at 3R to cover up for the loss I took before this. But yeah, this was the first trade, the first win. I had a loss, and I think I also had a break even before this. And then I should have stopped after I took that win. I should have just stopped trading, but then I was like, oh, I see another opportunity. So I took this trade. I took a loss before I took this trade, and then I took this trade. And this is my 5th trade, my final trade for the win. So I took this sell as well. We're gonna break it down right there. Not the sexiest entry, to be honest. Not the sexiest, but money's money. Who cares? And so yeah, I took my first partials at 3R to account for the loss I had before this as well. And then I just closed the rest at 5R over here. So let's break it down. Let's break everything down, starting with market structure on the weekly. So like I've said in all the videos, we're still bullish on the weekly. Nothing here is telling me we're going to be bearish until we break the structure. We're still bullish because we keep on breaking structure to the upside, right? That's all I care about on the weekly. Nothing important. Daily as well is bullish because we've broken structure to the upside, so we're bullish. However, we are coming from this daily order block right here, right? So I'm expecting a retracement, obviously. So looking for sells from here, sells to buys basically. But yeah, daily order block was here, so I was looking to sell as a retracement. So we can clean that up. Just wanted to look clean. Go to the 4-hour time frame, and the 4-hour as well, in my opinion, is bullish because we've broken these 2 structures, which is still a daily BMS as well. 3 upside. So the 4-hour is still bullish, right? Go down to the 1-hour time frame. However, the 1 hour is bearish, right? The 1 hour is bearish. Now I'm thinking, okay, maybe we're trying to retrace. I'm gonna sell to buy. My POIs for buys was on the 2-hour time frame. So we had this first area, point of interest for buys, which we tapped into. So I wanted to buy from here, or I wanted to buy from this order block. These are my 2 POIs for buys. Right here, not this order block because it's not in discount. So if you pull your fib from here to here, this is above the 50%. Even if you pull it from down here as well, whichever one you want to use, it's obviously above the 50%. So I'm not interested in that order block at all. So this is where I want to buy from, and I'm going to see how I can take my sells to buys. That was basically the analysis for the week. Looking for how I can sell to buy, coming from the daily order block. So look for how I can sell from the daily OB so we can retrace into one of these 2 POIs so I can look for buys. So what happened on Friday? So on Thursday, I'm just going to remove this. On Thursday, we came from this, you can even use the 1-hour OB. We came from this order block right here. What did we do? We grabbed some liquidity as well into the OB. So stop hunt. We didn't break 1-hour structure, maybe even not yet. But what I saw was that we came from this 4-hour order block and we broke 15-minute structure to the upside. So now I'm looking for buys. I'm looking for buys, expecting us to retrace to at least this hidden order block right here. This is actually where I sold from, somewhere around here. We're going to break down this cell as well. So I wanted to buy to this cell, expecting, honestly, I still want to see us come down to this order block, the 1 hour will be here. So I feel like I want to see us, but you know, you have to follow structure, and that's actually the mistake I made. That's why I took a loss. I knew where I wanted to buy from, so let me just break it down. So what I saw was we have a shift in market structure right here. We broke structure, and then I'm waiting for a pullback. I wanted to buy from somewhere down here, right? I wanted to buy from here. So I was thinking, okay, we're gonna come down here and I can look for my buys, right? That's what I had in my head. And then because I was just so clouded by that analysis, I didn't really look at the structure happening here. In fact, what I even thought that day, it was, I didn't really check the 15-minute time frame. I only checked the 5-minute time frame. I wanted to buy from this OB right here. So I was thinking, okay, we're building liquidity to come down here so we can buy off and continue the trend, the 50-minute structure trend, and come to this hidden OB right there. So I stupidly, I don't know why, but I was like, oh yeah, we took our liquidity from here and we're going lower. This is not a stop hunt. This is a break in structure right here. Why? Because the body of this candle broke above the structure, and we even left some liquidity. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking on this day. I was just so focused on buying from here, I ignored what was happening right here. So we have equal highs here, and I call this a stop hunt. This is not a stop hunt. This is a break in structure, meaning we're gonna go higher. 50-minute time frame as well. If you look at the 50-minute time frame, it's a break in structure, right? 30-minute time frame as well, we also broke structure. So but I stupidly said, oh, we took our liquidity from these highs. I was like, oh, accumulation, manipulation. I was like, okay, we're gonna sell off from here. So I sold from here. This was my loss, my first loss, selling from here. But let's see what happens. So I'm expecting to buy from here and thinking, okay, I can sell from here to take my buys. And then, of course, I get stopped out of here, and I start thinking. The thing is, when you get stopped out, you don't start moaning and whining, oh, I got stopped out, I just took a loss. No, you look at what the mistake was. What did you do wrong? And I saw, okay, we've grabbed some liquidity from here, and now push high. So of course I saw my mistake that we had equal highs first of all. My second mistake was that we already broke structure to the upside, so I shouldn't have been expecting us to come down here. And what I realized is that we came into this order block. So we took out so much liquidity from here and also from here into this OB that has already broken structure to the upside. So I should have taken buys. So cool, that's fine. I've seen my mistake. I know we're bullish. Now I'm going to look for entries, right? I'm going to start seeing, okay, how can I ride this bullish train all the way up? So we go down to the 2-minute time frame. After this break in structure here, let me just change the color because low time frame. After that break in structure, I wanted to buy from here. I was like, okay, I'm buying from here. I'm waiting for us to retrace, and just to make things a little faster, we didn't end up going to the 2-minute OB. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy from here. Definitely, I had like no other. This was liquidity right here. You can see this trend line thing right here. Blah blah blah. I was gonna buy from here. But then what I noticed is that on the 1-hour time frame, we actually took out a lot of liquidity from here. Not just here, but from here as well. From these two 1-hour wicks. We took out liquidity. See this 1-hour candle? I'm starting to think, okay, maybe I can sell to this buy right here. I can catch a sell to that buy. So let's see what the entry was. So then we started doing all of this. I don't know what the fuck this was. I was waiting throughout. See, like I said, you guys know I'm impatient, first of all. Secondly, I just took a loss. So now my mind was like, oh, I need to make back the money. And I was waiting through this, and I was like, oh, gee, come on, be fast. And, you know, that was just my thought process. And I'm aware of that thought process. So the next time that it happens, I know to probably just leave the charts if I can't control it, or to just, you know, just fucking breathe. But anyway, so the second trade I took was this sell right here, because I was like, okay, we have this order, this OB, we have all this liquidity. Now this was another mistake I made, because following my rules, I shouldn't have sold from here. I should not have sold from here. This is a breaker, I'm pretty sure. Hidden OB, I think. Yeah, it's a hidden OB next to a breaker, but following my rules, this is, if you've had a one-to-one with me, you know when I trade breakers. Not really breakers, but you know what I mean. People who've had a one-to-one with me. So I should not have actually entered this sell, but I got stopped out of break even, which was, which is lucky me. I got stopped out of break even. We pushed all the way down. I was ready at break even at this point, and I got stopped out. Cool. Then after that, I was like, wait, so where could we go? And I was like, oh, I missed this. We have this clean order block right here, which is the origin of the move, right? So I entered there. I think my stop loss was 5 pips. I don't know if I entered here or I adjusted it to make it 5 pips. Wait, let me check. I'm not really sure where exactly my entry was. Oops. This is the trade. Okay, it was right there, but my stop loss was 5 pips. So I entered right here, I believe. My stop loss was 5 pips. I don't like going more than 5 pips for GU. So I was aiming for 5R in line with... Okay, no, I was aiming for 4R. Yeah, I was aiming for 4R. If you see you can go check in your time. I was aiming for 4R because I knew this POI was here where I wanted to buy from. So I was aiming for 4R so I could, account for the loss I took earlier. The sell I took earlier around here. So I can, obviously make up for the loss and end up in a little profit. So let's see what happens. I get tagged in. We took our liquidity from here, from all these highs right here. We took our liquidity into the order block right there. And then this starts happening. We start ranging. I took partials at 3R first of all to account for the loss and end up in a little profit. And then we start ranging and ranging and ranging and ranging and ranging and ranging, and eventually we fly and I get stopped out break even. So we didn't come back to this POI. Cool. Now thing is, what I could have done, you see, this is why backtesting is important. I just finished backtesting not too long, a few hours ago, and I was like, oh, what could I have done to get either like my 4R, which I aim for, or 5R, which is my usual. I always aim for 5R. What could I have done? And I realized I could have caught this sell right here. So I don't like when the lines aren't straight. It kind of bugs me. I'm just gonna clean all this. I like very clean charts. You should always aim to have clean charts. So what I should have done is, after the break of this structure, we had the shift in market structure here, breaking structure, and if I enter this sell right here to fill that tiny gap, I could have definitely caught my 5R. See, and this is what I learned from backtesting. That's why you lazy motherfuckers should backtest. Alright, no excuses. So let's say 2.5 pip stop loss, aiming for 5R. I would have gotten my 5R right there. See, lesson learned. I know what to do next time, because a 5 pip stop loss is kind of too big for me, but that's the maximum I'll go on GU. But anyway, so at this point in time, I'm in a little profit, kind of, more or less break even, but a little profit nonetheless, because I took partials at 3R. I'm not in a loss. Cool. I should have just ended it for Friday, because honestly, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was so good for me. It was so good for me. Then this is when, I don't know, the demon, the overtrading demon took over me. And I was like, oh, we're approaching, because I set an alarm and I forgot to remove it. We're approaching this hidden OB right there, so I can look for sells. And you don't have to use the hidden OB. You can use, I think, on the 30-minute time frame, you can refine it as doji. I think on a 20-minute time frame there was an order block that was interesting. Yes, so inside every hidden OB is a normal order block inside. So this 20-minute OB was inside, and I was looking to sell from there. So when I went to lower time frames to see what was inside that 20-minute order block, I saw, which order block was it? I saw an order block inside there I wanted to sell from. I think this one. Yes, this one right here. I was like, okay, usually I do not refine unless there's a very obvious case of induction, liquidity, whatever, liquidity being taken out. If you don't want to me understand, I'm not gonna go into that right now. Wait, was that where I sold from? Yes. So I sold from this OB and I took a loss. So let's just quickly watch that right there. I was like, okay. And we were also building up a lot of liquidity. So it wasn't like I was like, okay, I'm just gonna enter there. You know, you always have to have a lot of confluences on your side. So I knew, okay, one thing I should, for one of my students, some of my students asked me, how do I know if it's a stop hunt or BMS? So I saw this happen. This is just a quick detour from my actual trade. I saw this spike up, so you can call this a stop hunt of all these highs, but this is not a BMS. Why? If you want to know whether it's a BMS or stop, but yes, it's the body that broke through, right? You're thinking, oh, it's a BMS, but if you check the 3-minute time frame, it's so many wicks. 5-minute time frame, so many wicks. This is obviously not a BMS, right? So if you're not sure, check the 3-minute, check the 5-minute, check the 15-minute. If it's the body candle close or it's a wick. So I saw this, but I checked the other time frames and I knew, okay, this was just a stop. We took our liquidity from there into this order block. So I wasn't interested in looking for sells until I saw a proper break in structure. So yeah, until I saw maybe a break of this structure, then I'd have to definitely look for sells, because one thing, the theme of Friday, I would say, based on the losses I took, was that you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible with trading. You take a loss, you figure out the reason why, and you realize, is it your direction? Was it your entry that was wrong? Was it your analysis? You know, you have to figure it out, and then you have to adapt. You have to adapt to whatever the market is giving you, basically. So like the loss I took here, I saw, okay, this was a break in structure, so we're bullish. I shouldn't be looking for sells. We're not coming down here. So immediately you have to be flexible. You have to be smart. You have to be sharp on your feet to you know, be able to react quickly, and yeah, just flow with the market basically and react accordingly, instead of trying to force a trade and force an entry or whatever. But yeah, let's see what happens. I get stopped out. Once I get stopped out, I'm not gonna whine and say, oh, I just got stopped out. I'm gonna start thinking, what did I do wrong? Why did I get stopped out? Did I miss something? And then I realized, I looked to the left, I was like, what was wrong with my POY? What did I miss? And I saw that we had this 3-minute order block right on top, and all of this serves as liquidity. All of this right here serves as liquidity. Now I saw, oh, I got played. That's what I saw, because I was like, oh, I got played. You know, I fell for the like retail traders would, or like, I don't know who will be selling from there, but anyone who would be selling from there, I don't know, but they got stopped out, right? Whoever stopped losses, they got stopped out. So immediately after that, I just entered off here again immediately. I think it was here. I think my stop loss was 5 pips as well. I honestly don't remember. Let's check. Yeah, I think it was like 5 pips. Was it 4 pips? 1.412. Yeah, it was 5 pips. So I had a 5 pip stop loss, of course, aiming for 5R in line actually with, yeah, that 1 minute order block right here, this OB, because this OB I would have actually taken buys from it, but I didn't want to keep on overtrading. But anyway, I actually didn't enter right here. I entered a bit later, I believe. Yeah, I think I entered like when we started coming down again, like around here. I entered like right there, so it was a little bit lower. But anyway, of course, let's see what happens. We push down, and then, oh yeah, I can just do that. Wow, I can just do that. We started kind of ranging here, and like I said, I'm impatient, and you know, I took a loss before. So usually I would wait for us to hit 5R, right? I'm gonna be a break even at this point in time, obviously, but I'm just gonna wait. But just because of how we were chasing, and because just my psychology was bad in general, I was definitely not as cool, calm, and collected as I would be usually when I'm trading. So I took partial at 3R just to account for the loss I took right here, and then I just closed the rest off once we hit 5R right here. So we hit 5R. It took a lot of time though. Yeah, we finally hit 5R, and yeah, I closed the trade. Put my TP there. Whoops. The mic just fell. But yeah, that was it, guys. That was it for the trades I took. 2 losses, 1 break even, 2 wins. I did a lot of over trading. My psychology wasn't the best, but this is, you know, this is why you have to learn from this. I saw my mistakes, the mistake I made there, the mistake I made there. I've noted them down. It's in my back testing, You see, this is how you learn. You don't whine. You take a loss, you adapt. You have to be flexible. Like some people, they would refine an order block. Like what I did here, they would refine it, and sometimes it wouldn't reach the area of refinement, right? Like some of my students, this is for you guys. Most of these videos are actually for my students. I don't even like calling them students, but my friends, my family. If you know, you know. But fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, if you're trying to refine an order block, let's say for instance you want to refine this order block, and you have maybe like some kind of 5-minute OB there that you want to enter off of, but then you see price starts to reject before it reaches your POI. You're not just gonna watch. You're not gonna watch it just drop and leave without you. No, you have to then go and see. Okay, maybe I missed something. Maybe there's another area I could have refined it to that would have made sense. Like even another trade. Should we go through that right now? How many minutes in are we? 20 minutes. Okay, now I'm not gonna go through that trade, but fuck it, let's just go through that trade. Another trade is a trade on Monday where that happened to me. I refined it and I refined the trade to the wrong. No, it wasn't Monday. It was Wednesday. I refined the trade to the wrong POI. And I learned my lesson. That's the thing. But then you have to adapt and react. So I wanted to sell from this 30-minute order block right here. And honestly, I already took a good trade earlier. So I just set a limit. Inside the OB, I set a limit at this on top here. I set a limit here. Just because I knew that, okay, and there was an order block here too. But I knew that, okay, if we should break past this one, this is the only other option, right? Like unless my analysis was wrong. So that's why I just put, fucking hell, I just put a limit here. But we actually ended up reacting off here. Now I wasn't behind the charts because I was done for the day. But if I saw this, I saw, oh, I got the wrong POI. And I saw my reason why I took the wrong POI. See all this liquidity down here. But what you do after is just, react accordingly. You start thinking, okay, how can I then enter this trade so I don't miss out on this move? So first you're going to see that you picked the wrong POI. You're going to see, oh, okay, we reacted off here instead. And you're going to see, okay, how can I enter again? You're not going to wait for you to go back. You can't marry your idea, basically. Marrying the idea that your trade or your analysis has to work out. You have to react to the market based off of structure, what the structure is telling you. And you can see here, we broke this structure to the downside. We broke this structure to the downside on the 1 minute. So as you can see, we've already turned bearish. So if you have to be flexible enough so that you can see, okay, after breaking the structure, maybe I can just enter off this order block and then take this trade all the way down, right? Since I missed it from here, since I picked the wrong POI. So you have to be flexible. You can't just marry an idea. That's what I did on Friday morning. I married the idea that we're going to pull back all the way down here, and we didn't. And because of that, I was blind to the other possibilities. You have to have your plan A, have your plan B, have your plan C when it comes to the market, right? So that's it for the 5 trades. I went through everything, right? Yep, I went through everything. Let's answer some of your questions, actually. So I'll bring out my phone. I told you guys in the journal that you can ask me some questions, and I'm gonna answer some of them. I wish they could show up here though. Why can't they show up here? It would be so much better if you guys could just read it as well. Let's see. When was it? Give me 1 second. Yeah, over here. Oh wait, I can't see it. Ah, yes, I can see it from here. Perfect. Alright, let's answer some of your questions. I won't answer all of them though. How do you define a daily bias? Alright, Stewie, how do I define a daily bias? A daily bias, meaning like my intraday bias? I think there's more questions based off the same thing. Yeah, how do you determine daily bias? Daily bias. So I'm intraday, so I'm using mostly the 1 hour and 4 hour structure. Sometimes I use 15-minute structure. Honestly, if you want to know how I determine a daily bias, you should just watch all my videos and see how I do a top-down analysis. Like this one should probably answer your question, right? It should answer your question, right? On a day, I'm looking at what's happening. I don't even know how to. I can't really say I have strict rules. Not like I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna start with this time frame and do this next and do this next. No, I just kind of know because I'm a fucking wizard. But a daily bias. First of all, I know my daily is bullish. I know my weekly is bullish. I know my 4 hours bullish. I'm gonna start looking at areas of discount for where I want to buy from, and I know, okay, I wanted to buy from that POI there and the 1 hour POI there, and then I'm gonna go to the other time frame and see if there's a way I can sell to buy based off of stop hunt BMS RTO. And then once we get into my POI right here, I'm gonna look for buys. On Friday, I saw that we broke 15-minute structure to the upside. Right, we broke this structure, broke this structure to the upside, coming from the 4-hour POI to the left. So that just tells me we're gonna be bullish. You know, it's just putting it all together like that. I hope that answered your question. I'm not sure if it did though. Next question: how did you get into trading? I started off with IML, fucking scammers. I am Academy or whatever the fuck they call themselves now. I found out about trading to them, and I'm actually grateful to them because I wouldn't be here today if not for them. So that's how I got into trading, basically. That's a short answer to that question. We won't go into details. What's my daily trading routine like? So my daily trading routine, I don't want to be behind the charts too long. So usually I just go about my day doing what I need to do. I wake up, I might have a call with someone from a one-to-one. Sometimes I don't. I work out, meditate in the morning, just do whatever the fuck I have to do for the day. I come to the charts maybe an hour before London, or like 30 minutes before London, or an hour before New York. I'll come behind the charts, do analysis, set alarms for where I'm interested in if the market hasn't gone there yet. And then when my alarms go off, I come back to the charts. That's basically what my routine is like. I try not to make trading my make trading my main. I don't know what word. There's a word I'm looking for. I try not to revolve my life around trading, because what I realize is I'm more profitable when I start acting like I'm profitable. No, I'm more consistently profitable when I start acting like I'm already a fucking millionaire from trading. To the point where it's like I don't have to rush to the charts. Oh, today I need to take a trade. It's more like, okay, I have nothing to do now. I'm gonna check the charts. That kind of thing. So yeah, my routine is pretty basic. Try and focus on the other things I have to do first, and then I go into trading. Can't be a genius in this field without backtesting, but he or she has a full understanding of the strategy. No, that's stupid, because you might know this in theory, right? A lot of people come to me saying, oh, they know all the theories, they know all the concepts from ICT, they know everything, but they can't put it on the screen. So you might know the theory, but you have to, through backtesting, forward testing, demonstrating, that's how you're going to be able to really see it with your own eyes and put the pieces of the puzzle together. So basically, understanding the strategy is just having the puzzles. If you want to put the puzzles of the puzzle pieces together, you have to figure how to do that through backtesting and forward testing. So no, you cannot do that. Answer a few more questions. What time is it? Yeah, I'll just answer like a few more. Blah 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 blah. I see you trading only GU. Are there any other pairs that the institutional concepts are proven to work? I believe they work on all instruments. People use it for indices. People use it for stocks, crypto, same thing. So I believe they work. Although I only trade GU. What is your best advice for struggling SMC traders? Okay. First thing you need to do is just remove yourself from all the groups you're in, because they're going to cloud your judgment. I realized when I first started trading SMC, I was in many groups, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna buy from here, and someone will be like, oh, I'm actually gonna sell, and then just because of that, I'm gonna change my bias, and I'm gonna end up right, things like that. So you have to figure it out for yourself instead of asking other people to an extent. So once you know all the basic concepts, remove yourself from all the groups. Only be in like journals, maybe people who upload their analysis and stuff to your journal, so you can learn from that. But I'll say leave a lot like these kind of chat group. Leave my group too. Just leave it if you know it's swaying your it's affecting your own opinions on like the market and stuff. So do that. Secondly, start a journal. Like I have my own journal. Start your own private journal. If you scroll all the way up my journal, you will see basically everything there. All my backtesting is there like it is now. All my analysis I used to do there before. I don't drop it anymore, but before I used to drop all my analysis, all my entries, all my losses, all my wins, break down why I took the losses, put down my my emotions, my psychology. Just have a journal where you put everything related to your trading there, and yeah, make sure you're very serious. You put everything inside from top to bottom, and from there you're gonna progress really fast. Third thing I'll say is once you have all the basic concepts, the third thing is obviously backtest. Obviously backtest every weekend. Fourth thing I'll say is that if you're struggling, you have to figure out what your problem is. You can't just be like, oh, I'm having problems with SMC, I don't know what to do. How are you going to find solutions if you don't know the problems, you know? So you have to figure it out. Is your problem with your analysis? Is your problem with your bias for the day? Is your problem with your entries? Maybe your direction is correct, but your entries are wrong. Or you're always getting stopped out, then it moves your way. You have to figure out what the problem is. Then you can start looking for solutions through back testing. So that's my advice. I'll say don't give up. You guys can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. Trust me. It's super easy once you know what you're doing. This guy's super funny. It's like, yeah, you can even trade the weather and predict the temperature using SMC. Hilarious guy. Let's see. How did trading change you personality wise? Oof, that's a good one. So for me, like you guys already know, I'm very impatient. So trading for me, it's made me more patient. I'm still impatient, but it's made me more patient, and it's definitely made me realize that I had a lot of self-limiting beliefs that affected my trading. So for instance, okay, let's talk about psychology. So for instance, I used to be very greedy with my trading. So before I had the rules of always taking partials at 5 hour or closing my trade completely at 5 hour, I would be like, oh no, I'm gonna hold this trade to infinity, blah blah blah, and of course I'm gonna get stopped at break even after it already moved in very good profits. So I should have just closed the trade or taking partials, but I was so greedy. And you know, it's not just enough. Like I said before, you have to know the problem, you have to figure out solution. And for when it comes to psychological problems like this, when it comes to your basically your psychology, you're not gonna really have. I mean, you can still have obviously your trading plan, but to maintain that discipline is gonna come from solving the root problem of that greed. So the root problem of my greed was not one of the solutions was to make sure I take partials at 5 hour, but to make sure that I stuck to that rule, to make sure I stayed disciplined, I had to figure out what the cause of that greed was. And I realized I had a lot of limiting beliefs about myself and money. I felt like I always had to make more. I felt like I had to make sure I made a lot of money because I had the belief that I'm broke or that I'm poor, you know, things like that. So it was after I realized, like, wait, why am I in a rush to make money? Money should come to me. I should wait. Money should come to me. I should attract money. I should be a money magnet. I shouldn't be running and chasing money. It should come to me. So once I realized that, and I realized the source of my greed was because of the belief that I don't have enough money, or the belief that I'm not abundant enough. Because of that, that's why that's one way my personality changed, and after that I just stopped chasing money. You know, I just stopped. It comes to me naturally right now. So that's one way it changed my personality. And another way it changed my personality, I'm a little bit more patient, less greedy, definitely. I feel like I have one more example. I don't remember right now, but yeah, I'll say that's it for now. If I have any more examples, if you want to know more about that, you can ask me later. What is your meditation session like? What type of meditation do you do? Honestly, it's not that much of a big deal. I just sit down, back against the wall, set a timer for, usually I do between 30 minutes and 1 hour, depending on if I'm busy or just what I feel like doing. So 30 minutes, 1 hour, I'm just going to sit down, close my eyes, and do nothing. That's the point of meditation, is to do nothing, is to do nothing physically because you're sitting down and you're still, and also to do nothing mentally, that's in your head. So you know, when the thoughts come and they start, like, you're thinking about what you're gonna eat tomorrow, you're thinking about what you're gonna cook for dinner, you're thinking about the things you have to do after you meditate. Once they all start coming, you're just gonna do nothing. Nothing is gonna come, you're gonna see it come, it's gonna leave. Fine, that's basically what meditation is. You're just gonna watch all your thoughts come in through your right ear and leave through your left ear. And once you see yourself, you know, attaching to a thought, maybe you're flowing along with the thought. You're like, okay, yeah, I think for dinner I'm gonna have some pizza. Oh, what kind of pizza should I have? Oh, maybe I should buy from Domino's. Once you catch yourself, you know, following along with that thought process, all you're gonna do is just come back into stillness, come back into nothingness, basically. And that is what meditation is, and that is what I do. I don't like using music or like all that stuff because it distracts me. me personally, but sometimes it works with people if they do guided meditations. Let's see. I'll do one more question. One more question. But how do you enter without a BOS? I never enter without a BOS. What do you mean? There's one question I saw here. What do you use to write your trading plan and track progress? I don't have my trading plan written down. I know, right? Everyone says write your trading plan. I don't. I personally don't. You should. Don't copy me. You guys should not copy me at all. Write your trading plan down if you want to. Some people use, I think it's called Novation or something. I used to use Excel, but I just have it all in my head, honestly. So don't copy me. I'm not saying it's a good idea. If you need to write your trading plan down, write it down. How do I track my progress? I have a Excel sheet where I put all my trades, and I can put the loss, and I put how much R I made and the percentage gain and things like that. So I just use Excel. Actually, I don't use Excel. I use Google Sheets. See, I just use that. Actually, I don't even update it often. I should though. I'm getting lazy, but I used to do that. So you can do that too. All right. How do you? Okay, last. This is definitely the last one. How do you manage your trades, partials, or I'm guessing this means your wins? I always take partials at 5R. After that, I take partials at either structure, liquidity like equal lows, equal highs, or order blocks that I feel that could go against me. That's how I take my partials. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope it was educational. How long is this? 36 minutes, pretty long, but I feel like I answered a lot of your questions. I went over, my trades, why I took my losses. Someone asked me before on YouTube that I should go over my losses. I've gone over 2 of them, what I did wrong, so you don't make the same mistakes. I've gone over being flexible, following structure in the market. Also went over how you can sort of differentiate between a stop point and a BMS using the other time frames to give you more confluence. Alright, so make sure you keep it simple, guys. I hope you guys learned something. Let me know in the comments if you guys learned something from this video. Make sure you implement the things you learned in the next week that's coming up, and I want to see you guys fucking killing it. Okay, no complaints, no excuses. All right, keep it simple. Like, subscribe if you want to. I don't give a fuck. All right, peace out, guys.